I'm gonna be rich from day trading. I don't know when, but I know it's gonna happen. And I'll be documenting my whole journey online. And this is week number 28 of trying to get my first payout from day trading at 17 years old. If you're just checking me out, make sure you check out my whole series right here. And then make sure you follow my socials down in the description below. But here's a recap of my whole journey so far. And here's a recap of last week. Last week we ended up blowing 2 accounts. And hopefully this week I can do better on the forcing trades part because that's how I be blowing majority of my accounts, just forcing and over trading. But we're gonna see how this week play out. So let's just go ahead and get into it. We started the week off red. We took 2 L's and then 1 dub in the break even range in profits. So it's not really a dub, but it's not really break even at the same time. So let's just get into it. So my first trade was terrible. My first trade was a bad trade. I knew I shouldn't have taken it. I just had FOMO. I tried to just go with the flow. Market open, and then we were looking like we wanted to retrace in these 15-minute gaps. So I just tried to continue to do a continuation, just enter off this candle, have a tight stop loss, and to see if it can go lower. But soon I entered. I kid you not. Soon I entered. Price hit the immediate rejection to the upside. Crazy, crazy, crazy rejection. I'm like, what? But so we reading price now. My buy has been bullish, but for the short term, it was bearish just to target these gaps. So I'm looking for highs to get hit, especially up here, but just highs in general. So price came, retracing this 1 minute gap, changing the state up here. But I entered off of this inverse. Price retraced down into equilibrium right here, respected it, and then inverse this 1 minute gap, and I entered right off of here, boom, right off of this inverse. And price literally hit my TP. I kid you not, but it didn't register. I don't know what was wrong. This is not even a tick off, it's right on it. But price did not register, and we ended up getting stopped out at this candle at this line right here. And bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad, but we live and we learn. But and then we took another trade, and this trade was not bad, but I didn't look on the higher time frame because if I were to look on a 3 minute chart, I could see that it was a fair value gap that we didn't fill. A fair value gap that we didn't fill, or inverse, or none of that. Hold on, I gotta find it. A fair value gap to the left of us, and I entered off a 1 minute breaking structure when I entered right here off of this candle that didn't inverse the gap. And then once I saw that, I went back to the 1 minute and I put my stop real tight. And then we ended up getting stopped out. And if I would have played out, because my original stop loss was down here, if it would have played out, if I would have held it, even though it didn't inverse, we would have won this trade. But I'm not mad at today. I didn't force 100 trades like I usually be doing, but we live and we learn, man. We took one trade and one win today. Proud of myself today. We didn't force any trades. We were patient and we was less emotional than we usually was, even though it wasn't as where I wanted it to be, but we was less emotional. We didn't close out early. We didn't do anything irrational. So market open and I'm looking for price to continue higher because we're looking like we're in an uptrend, but we is in a high time frame for right gap. So I was just trying to play it safe and play it cautious and have some extra confluence behind my trades. So price inversed this 15-minute gap, then it retested it on the 1 minute, and then price shot up and inversed this gap on the 1 minute, and that's when I entered right off of there. Right off a change of state and right off of inverse, I entered right off of there and just putting my TP all the way up here to um this next 15-minute for right gap. And this ended up playing out. We was only a little bit in drawdown for a quick second and we continued higher. I really tried not to be emotional as I was. I logged out. I closed my app on my phone and just let it play it out, let it rock. But when price got close to my TP, I ended up moving my stop loss to like right here because I didn't want it to go all the way back down to break even. And we ended up getting stopped out right around this line right here. And as soon as we get stopped out, price continues up to our full TP. But I'm not mad at it because we played it good. That's I trade management because I didn't know when price wanted to reverse or continue higher because we is in a high time frame bearish gap. So not mad at today. Great trading day. Let's just keep stacking. If we consistently like this, I see this payout coming real soon. We only took one trade today and ended up going break even. Honestly, we should have won this trade, but let's just get into it. So market open, and when market open, price inversed this 15-minute gap that I marked out right here in the red and inversed it. So once it inversed it, my buyers was definitely looking bullish, definitely want the price to continue higher, continue higher. But we was in a high time frame, big and balanced, so it wasn't really a lot of draws. So I knew price wanted to go higher, but I didn't know where it wanted to stop in reverse or whatever. So I'm just reading price. I'm not trying to force, not trying to do anything. I didn't see any setups until okay, right around here. Price, boom, price broke to the upside. And once I saw this high volume, I knew price wanted to get this high up here. But I set a limit order right here and it would have hit, but I canceled it last minute because I was just I don't know. I don't really like placing limit orders because I don't know if it's gonna go straight down to my stop loss or something like that. So we didn't end up taking that trade, even though it would have ended up playing out. But we were just patient and waiting and waiting and waiting. Then we had a 5 minute gap, price reached into, and then an inverse gap. It's just a perfect A plus. Boom. And then I just wanted a quick 1-to-1 trade and continuation, price go higher. But soon price got into profits. On the second candle, I went break even and we ended up getting stopped out. And as soon as we get stopped out, price continues higher. Good volume, quick volume, all the way to TP. So if I didn't go break even, we would have won. I just need to stop going break even so early. We took only one trade today and we ended up going break even. So market open and we was looking for longs, but I honestly wanted to look for shorts to these lower time frame, I mean to these high time frame gaps, but price didn't give me no entry to these gaps, so we were looking for longs to our whole original bias was longs. So we were just looking for some longs. And price went into this high time frame gap, and I was just waiting for an inverse over here, and the inverse on the 1 minute and the 3 minute, but not the 5 minute. But I still entered, so I entered right here, just targeting these wick highs right here, and then we almost ended up getting hit on TP, but it didn't quite play out because it was like a 15-minute gap, a small 15-minute gap right here that reached into a tiny bit and then continued lower, and then finally the move played. But if I would have saw that, I definitely would have moved my TP, but we ended up going break even, and got stopped at a break even. I'm not mad at today at all. I don't see any other entries I could have took. None of these look like entries to me at all. So I'm not really mad at today. Took this one trade, should have played out, but live and learn. Here's how we took a small loss today. So we took 3 trades total, 2 break evens, and then 1 loss. But one of my losses, yeah, I stopped out in profits just a little bit, so we didn't make a full loss day. So obviously we was looking bullish. Took 3 longs. Obviously we was looking bullish. We had a big imbalance right here, so I was looking for price to hit it and then give me an entry model off of that. But this whole week, price would just go down and manipulate just a little and just shoot up. So I thought that's what price wanted to do again today. So I entered off of not really any really confluences for just off of the past week how it's been. And I know I shouldn't have done that. There was really no confluences besides this high time frame for value gap, but no lower time frame gaps. And I just try to as soon as price gave me some bullish candles, I tried to limit order right here, boom, and just targeting it a little higher, and we ended up getting stopped out. And then that was a bad trade. I should never took that. I only took that because I just tried to just think I know stuff and just I don't know what I was doing. Right? And then second trade we took, this was not a bad trade. No, in all honesty, this should have hit in my eyes. I just went break even too early, like I always do, and this should have hit still. I ain't gonna lie. But price, boom, after it stopped me out, price manipulated lower, almost took this low, right? And then inverse this for right gap right here. And honestly, I should have entered off this inverse, but I don't know what I was thinking. I should have entered off this inverse right here, but I don't know what I was thinking. So I just waited for price to come up, and it was up and up and up. And I just didn't want to enter all the way up here, so I set a limit order down here at this order block, and then right here at this inverse around right here, and ended up getting filled. And then price went up a little bit, and once it went up just a little bit, I put my stop at break even because I didn't know if when price wanted to continue higher steady, I wanted to stop. I mean, get both of these lows before going high. So I just put my stop at break even, and if I didn't, we would have won. So and another trade I took, we ended up going break even too. I entered after I got stopped at a break even price, shot up, boom, hit my TP, then went into this 1 minute gap. And once it did that, I entered just targeting this full high all the way up here. And boom, 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 I get stopped at a break even right. I went break even late. I went break even right here. And as soon as I went break even and got stopped at a break even, price shoots all the way down to my stop loss and then goes all the way to my TP. It's like price just stops me out as soon as I don't know, but maybe I need to have better entries because if I would have entered down here at this inverse, I would never went break even. I would have boom and we would have hit this trade. But in this trade, this wasn't the best trade. It wasn't A plus, but it was like a B trade for me. And I'm cool with this break even. I'm not cool with this loss, so I gotta definitely learn and place better entries. That wraps up week number 28 of trying to get my first pair from day trading at 17 years old. And we ended up the week break even, just basically the same way we got the account. And I'm not mad at it at all. We didn't blow it, so it's progress. I know it's not where I wanted this to be, but it's definitely progress. I'm definitely getting better on the over trading part because usually I would have just been blow my account by now, over traded. But it's like I'm learning. It's like, okay, I know not to trade. It's like I can feel when I'm doing bad and I just don't do it no more. But I know soon enough we're gonna pass this account and then soon enough we gonna get this payout. So we just gotta stay consistent with this and not just over trade, not try to rush it. But the lesson I learned from this week, I bet you can guess it. I went break even a lot on this week. The lesson I learned is that I shouldn't go break even so early, and I should just trust my strategy, trust my edge, because I go break even early a lot, and it ends up me losing a lot of trades. Not losing, but going break even, and the price going to my TP, and that's what happened majority of this week. And where if I just trust my edge, keep my stop loss, keep my TP, and just turn off my phone or something like that, I would have hit majority of the trades. So I'm not mad at this week at all. I'm definitely growing. I can see I'm definitely progressing, definitely up here. But I'm not mad, and we gonna see how next week play out. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See y'all in the next one, and peace out.